Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So the next up-and-coming game, Symbiote Gaming, widely considered one of the better, if not the best team in Heroes of the Storm right now. They've been playing absolutely amazing. They kind of have been setting the standards for what high-level play is in Heroes of the Storm this early into the development of the game. Really looking forward to that. And obviously, Tempest, another team who has been showing great plays. This is going to be a slobber knocker. I do believe so. I certainly hope so, that it's going to be a slobber knocker. Before we get into the game, though, in case you guys haven't heard...
I don't know what that means.
A slobber knocker? Well, you obviously didn't watch enough wrestling growing up. If you know what a slobber knocker was, if you did, there, buddy. Just saying.
That's interesting.
Before we get into the next match, Xander, why don't you talk to us about the Nexus Champ / Heroes Premier League subscription and why it's amazing and why you should do it?
I would love to. Well, as many of you probably noticed, there's a nice little button now underneath the Heroes Premier League. That is a subscribe button for $5. You guys can now subscribe to the Heroes Premier League and help out. 1/3 of the revenue that you give to this subscription goes right back into the hero scene and is added to future prize pools for tournaments and leagues. So subscribing directly supports the esports scene. Subscribers get the ability to watch exclusive subscriber-only matches from HPL, which will start after week 4 of the HPL when we finally have a best-of-3 format going on in the league. There are no plans to lock out non-subscribing members from viewing high-quality streams. That means you won't be locked if you're not a subscriber to lower-quality streams. You'll still be able to view everything in high quality. It'll still be beautiful and wonderful to look at. And subscribers can watch VODs directly on Twitch without having to wait for YouTube uploads. So you get to watch those VODs nice and quick. You don't have to wait for it. Just a lot of nice perks that you get for giving that $5 over to the Heroes Premier League and helping out as much as you can. It's exciting. I think I might subscribe. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to take the plunge. What about you, Shane?
I already whipped out my wallet a while ago. It's $5, guys. A while. Cool whip. It's $5, guys. You're supporting Heroes Premier League and Nexus Champ, who, by the way, everyone, please, a round of applause over the internet, which none of us can hear, but we are going to do metaphorically, maybe not literally, to Pride from Nexus Champ. He's the one who's been helping organize and everything like that. So please, everyone, give him your thanks. He's been helping everyone out. He also helped me out. Thank you, sir. Thank you for helping me with XSplit after the connuption that happened a couple of hours ago and why the stream was so delayed on my part, and I apologize about that again, but I'm not going to talk about that too much. What I am going to talk about is the game what we were just talking about is Symbiote Gaming versus Tempest. Without further ado, let's look at the standings real quick. I think, surprise to no one, Symbiote Gaming is 2-0 in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen there. Symbiote Gaming being 2-0. There's 4 2-0 teams right now, so there's obviously a big discrepancy between the teams right now. But again, we're early on in the league. The brackets really haven't begun to take shape yet, so don't get too antsy on us yet, guys. And Tempest, they're 0-1-1. They lost one match and were disqualified for another. I think it was just a forfeit. I'm not entirely sure the details behind that. Maybe they're missing a player. They won't be able to. Another thing it could have been is they weren't able to queue. In case you guys didn't know, custom games aren't in the game right now, which is really frustrating for 2 teams to queue up. So also, please thank the teams, because a lot of them have literally spent like their entire day trying to queue against each other for like 4 to 6 hours straight. So make sure you guys thank them for their support into a league that they're doing strictly for publicity. There's no money involved. There's no really anything like that involved. So just a round of applause for everyone that's been involved with this so far. But let's go ahead and get into the drafts and get this going. Let me know when you are ready, Mr. Xander.
I am ready to go. Would you like a nice 3, 2, 1 countdown? I heard you like those. I'm
a fan of those. Usually I get like a 5, 6, 7, just because I like 7. It's a prime number. And I like saying siete. I think it's pretty cool, but we'll go for the 3, 2, 1.
All right, sounds good.
All
right. 3, 2, 1, go. 9, 8, 7.
We're good. We're
6.
in queue. We're in queue.
Yes.
It's like we've done this before, ladies and gentlemen. Holy cow. All right, so there we go.
And the bands, besides Asmodon and Anubarak, it looks like Tychus and Uther. Who's surprised?
I'm not. Very standard. Again, Uther being banned out. He's just he's been being banned consistently across every single competitive scene that I've seen, being in the draft channels and whatnot, that I kind of was admiring surreptitiously for a period of time while I was playing Here's the Storm. Uther was a very common ban as well.
Symbiote and a lot of teams will definitely say they want to get rid of that Uther as much as they can. He's kind of painful to deal with. He's very strong. No matter what comp you put him in, he's a strong character to add to that, so they definitely want to get rid of him. And the Tychus as well is one of those heroes that just is a pain to deal with. He is just that double health pool that he gets from Odin, and the damage that he puts out is tremendous. It's a lot to deal with. We will get a little late, though. The Tassadar pickup by Symbiote Gaming first, that's going to be incredibly powerful. And now the Arthas and Falstad pickup by Tempest. What do you think of those, Shane?
Very common first picks. Again, this is starting to look like a very common draft that we're seeing across the board, across both sides of the oceans, on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean, out the Pacific Ocean. Maybe we'll get some Eastern games here soon. But anyways, I digress. Arthas being picked up first, not a surprise. Tassadar being picked up first, not a surprise. One of the reasons why these heroes we're seeing right now being picked up first so often is obviously they're powerful heroes in what they do. Arthas being a warrior, a frontliner who brings a lot of control to the table with his all his abilities, Howling Blast and Frozen Tempest. But you can literally take these heroes and throw them into any sort of composition, and they'll always be good. They're overall just really, really good. Some heroes don't necessarily have that strength. You have to build a lineup around them. And that's one of the reasons why we see these particular heroes being picked up so often and being banned so often.
Look at that. Look at that pickup there for Symbiote. This is already looking scary.
Yeah, there's
this happened before. We've seen this kind of strength come down.
Once again,
none too surprised.
Once again, the Rhaegar and the Tassadar / Archon combination is just such a reoccurring. Excuse me, it's so reoccurring in the meta because it's just Archon is so strong, Odin is so strong. You complement that with all the skills that Rhaegar brings to the table, including Bloodlust, and it's just it does so much damage with Bloodlust and Archon. And there's the Team Tempest counter picks.
Yes, and it looks like their counter picks will be Tyrael and Zeratul. Now, I think this is a strong matchup from Symbiote Gaming. They're coming out with a very strong lineup already. Whatever they're going to have added to this, I think is just going to add fuel to the fire that they already have. But it looks like Tempest is picking up something nice here. I'm excited to see that Tyrael. If he gets in there, he can get in there, disengage the Valev. She's doing anything that is... If she gets a strafe off, any large amount of damage is coming down from her, you can get in there really quick, do a lot of damage. Falstad as well is going to be bringing a lot of damage from that backline, and Zeratul is going to be key here because he'll be able to stop that Bloodlust and allow them to disengage when they need to. So those are good pickups, I think, by them.
Absolutely. And the counter picks. Ooh, I like it. I like it. A Sonya Barbarian, obviously bringing a lot of damage. She's one of the frontliners who does so much damage if you stay in her face for too long. Has great initiation with her leap. But what I'm really excited about is the Brightwing pickup. I myself, Brightwing's probably my favorite hero. I love Brightwing. I can't wait to see what Symbiote Gaming does with this hero, how they build her. Is it more of a healing build of Blink Hill? Is it more of a utilitarian build with maybe foregoing regenerative rains, getting cleanse, getting Emerald Wind, something along that nature, especially when she's already complemented with another support, and that support being Rhaegar in this situation.
I think a great thing to notice here, too, with the Brightwing on their team is that, let's say the Zeratul does get down the Void Prison, and they are stuck in a bad position, and Tempest has a chance to regroup and reposition themselves for a good team fight. They can then disengage if they have that Emerald Wind. They can get in there and stop that from happening, wait for another Bloodlust to come up, and Sonya, again, is another great initiation with that leap to get in there, to start bruising and follow up. She's got great damage as well, which will be benefited by the Bloodlust. And it looks like Malfurion being the last pickup for Tempest here. I'm excited. He's great. He's great in this game. He's a wonderful hero, and he's going to be great, I think, in this composition as well, too. What do you think, Shane?
I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. And the map, ladies and gentlemen, Garden of Terror. Perfect fitting for this, the largest in the map pool right now we have going. So this isn't going to be like a 7-minute game on Haunted Mines. This is going to be, as I predicted, a slobber knocker between these two teams, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are hyped. Xander, I know you are hyped.
I still don't know what that means, but I'm excited.
Okay, here we go. Into the game. Symbiote Gaming versus Tempest. Heroes Premier League, Week 3. And here we go.
I know how to count to 3. Okay. Do you know how to listen to people count to 3?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this then.
Okay.
On go. 3, 2, 1, go. We are good at math here.
We are.
At the HPL. We love doing math a lot.
Yes, actually, one of the requirements to get into HPL is to at least have Organic Chemistry 2, as well as Calc 2 as well. And they always put you with the professor that no one likes and gives too much homework. But, you know, HPL is a hard university. So, the map is Garden Terror. Or not Garden Terror, but the Garden of Terror, with a Garden Terror in it. And this map is the biggest map in the map pool. The newest map in the map pool was recently changed. Before, teams would stockpile seeds, which come during the nighttime, and get a huge stockpile of it, and you would spin those seeds on a terror, and then the terror would get better exponentially as the game went on. So teams would just save up for the late game, put all their coins into one basket, or seeds in one basket, literally and metaphorically, to secure themselves a late game. But not anymore. Now the seeds are, once you get 100, the terror just spawns. You have a minute to get it. If you don't get it, it completely goes away. So we've seen definitely a change in how this map works and how teams are thinking of strategies on this map.
And it looks like the lane breakdown, they will have Soldier be going solo lane in middle. Makes a lot of sense. Tassadar is a great solo laner. He'll be able to get himself in and out if he gets into any kind of trouble and anyone tries to gank him. KO is going to be down here by herself, going up against Pelion on that Falstad. And it looks like we'll have Arthas and Treble up here for them up in the top lane against Dreadnought on Brightwing as well. And it looks like Zeratul is going to be trying to make his way down here. Pythix wants to do a little bit of damage here. Nightmare and Pythix are going to be going in directly onto the Siege Giant camp to get some early push from these Siege Giants.
Yeah, very, very early Knights right there coming out of Symbiote Gaming. That's a very early night camp. I'm wondering
they wanted it, they took it. Yeah. Arthalon taking that thing down and is ready to push down with it.
And that's one of Sonya's strengths. She's so good at taking night camps because of Whirlwind and the Lifesteal in conjunction with each other. But yeah, they're just going to make a
counter
Siege
Giant camp coming down.
Yeah, they're
going to push really hard.
Three-man push bottom lane here with Healing Totem. We all know that the tried and true Healing Totem that Dreadnought always rant and raves over and being good, and obviously teams are hearing him say that, and Healing Totem is almost a standard of any hero that is able to get it. But bottom lane is almost already pushed down completely. We're not even 3 minutes in.
So strong coming out. The healing word going down is giving them the ability to sustain right through it and push up against those walls, draining their ammunition and pushing through them. Arthalon leading the charge here. KO sitting back, doing as much damage as he can in that forward. Pythix going to come down here and try to do something. Mad Timmy taking some damage. Arthalon getting hit up a little bit here. Mad Timmy going to support as much as he can. KO continuing to do damage. Dreadnought dropping in to give a great amount of support to them. Just what they need here. Falstad is there, ready to try to do damage and push them back as much as he can. But Symbiote Gaming doing exactly what they want to do in this bot lane, and then really having no repercussions for that.
Yeah, they haven't lost a single hero. This fort is going to go down. That has to be one of the earliest forts I have seen in a competitive game at all ever. Phenomenal play.
And this is what's so great about Symbiote. They're coming out here doing these great movements that you just don't see happening in a lot of other games.
The moment that Symbiote's push bottom was starting to get a little out of hand and they were getting low, Dreadnought on the Brightwing phase shifted in and just gave him that extra to keep him going and secure that fort. Speaking of phase shift, there's Dreadnought coming back in. Arthalon uses the Ancient Spirit to leech on, but able to both teams just kind of tipping and toeing around each other. It's still 0-0 here at the 3.5 minute mark. No team has really got that knockout blow yet. Just a lot of dancing, and they're trying to fill each other out. Again, but that is the earliest fort.
Symbiote is really ready to get in there, do damage. They know what they want. They're going to go for it and be really aggressive here. Arthalon hooking onto anyone that he can. Even ToeJam coming down to try to support before, but he wasn't able to make anything happen because they dropped back. They knew they couldn't do it, but they know what they want. Symbiote Gaming is finding the points of the map that they want to go to and taking what they want and doing it in the way that they want to do it. Right. And it's forcing Tempest to come in here and try to deal with it, but they just can't. They have such good control of their team. It looks like Nightmare is going to be coming in with trouble. Pythix and ToeJam are going to try to get in there early, do some damage here. Soldier making his way out, taking a lot of damage. He needs to be careful here. He might go down, but he won't. Mad Timmy staying up at the front lane. Arthalon going in here. ToeJam might be able to pick up this camp for them, but it looks like Arthalon and Dreadnought are going to jump in there to stop him. He might go down, but he's using his sword to get out of there very quickly. Mad Timmy here. Brightwing's going to go down, taking a lot of damage. Rhaegar going down as well, and they will pick up this night camp that Symbiote was taking for themselves. This was a very aggressive play by them, but they were not able to make up for it, and it looks like Tempest will take that camp away from them.
Wow, that was great play from Tempest. I thought for sure Symbiote Gaming was going to secure that night camp. I thought for sure ToeJam was going to go down on that Tyrael, but he was able to escape with teleporting to his sword. Dreadnought stayed in there, and Brightwing is not a very tanky hero at all. And Brightwing is fairly weak in the early game. She really doesn't hit her stride until level 7, level 10, and level 13. Top tier lane, Treble is a little bit out of position. He gets polymorphed and ancient spirit by Arthlon. One more seismic slam probably will kill him. He's able to, oh man, he is able to get away. That was a very close call for Treble. Anyways, I was just saying, Brightwing's strength really comes at the mid game, and oh wow, I missed a kill going on there. Vala getting taken out. But
yeah, the kills are here. But it seems like Symbiote is keeping that level lead. They're just pushing all the parts of this map that they need to, continuing to get the lane XP, continuing to push down all of these lanes, and they're staying on top of their game. They've lost a couple kills here. That's not that great, but they're able to make up for it by continuing to get the XP in other ways on the map.
Yeah, and Symbiote Gaming has a slight experience lead. They hit level 9, and just a few moments later, Tempest hit level 9. So it's going to be a really small window for either team, where one team having level 10 and one team not. Now, Symbiote Gaming was able to secure their Siege, or I'm sorry, Tempest actually secured Symbiote Gaming's Ogre, so they were able to do underneath the noses of Symbiote Gaming, steal a mercenary camp, and that obviously is always a good thing. Even though those mercenaries didn't really do any much, it just denied Symbiote Gaming mercenaries. And as we know, Symbiote Gaming is so, they put so much priority on mercenaries, and they seem like Tempest Gaming knows the playstyle of Symbiote and are trying to...
Oh, and you just see Dreadnought there, just scouting a little bit to see that Pithix and Trouble are taking that Siege Giant camp there, and he will be dropping back. Doesn't want to get caught out here. Nightmare here sitting in mid lane. He's going to drop back and see him a little bit, trying to do as much as he can. Soldier and Mad Timmy coming down here to work as well. Looks like they're going to be making their way down here. They want to try to deal with this, but both teams hitting level 10 and getting ready to get into a team fight here. Soldier sitting right in the middle, taking some damage. Mad Timmy trying to support, push back against the pressure from Tempest. Tempest is trying to set up here, get ready for a fight. There goes the silence, and it's going to do a lot to Team Symbiote Gaming here. Down goes Falstad. Shock and all are going to do a lot of damage. Arthas will drop, though. Zeratul will drop as well. They're going to turn around. The Bloodlust is coming down, getting them a lot of opening to do damage here. Toast Mineral taking a lot. Tassadar putting down tons of damage. Treble needs to make his way back. And they came out on top of that fight. They put themselves in a potentially a bad situation, but they were able to continue and stay up and push against that, acing Team Tempest here. And now they're going to go straight onto this Plant Terror and take the seeds that they need. 61 seeds right now to 22 for Symbiote Gaming.
They look like they're going to secure themselves a Terror. I mean, the Golem up there, up north, is still there as well. That was such an amazing team fight from both sides. They played so well there, but Symbiote Gaming was able to retreat accordingly. I don't know if what you saw there, Xander, but the Void Sphere hit 3. I believe it hit Arthalon, Mad Timmy, and Dreadnought, the 3 of them respectively. And what happened is the Terror started his stun animation, and Pithix canceled the Void Sphere right before the stun happened, and all 3 of them got stunned. There was a Judgment follow-up from ToeJam on to Dreadnought. I thought for sure Dreadnought was going to die. Dreadnought blink killed away. Arthalon got turned on. Arthalon managed to live barely. I'm not sure how. He lived. He was dead to rights. And then all of a sudden, the Archon came out from the Tassadar. The healing from Brightwing was able to sustain them on top of the Rhaegar, and they just completely turned that team fight around. That was so... Tempest was so close to cracking this game open and almost team-wiping.
Oh, Mad Timmy going to get caught out here. Yep. He needs to be careful. I think he will go down for this. They're going to stay right on Pithix jumping in there, and the Judgment's going to go down. Judgment being used to take the kill off of Mad Timmy. I don't know if that was really necessary, but they used it. They did get the kill, so they're going to keep pushing forward.
Yep, and I mean, it's still level 13 to level 12, 5 kills to 4, a very, very close game, as we both were hoping for right here. Looks like that they're Symbiote Gaming gonna sack this mid fort, but at the same time, bottom lane being pushed out by this Terror, first Terror of the game. So, and they absolutely, I mean, Tempest Gaming have to respond to this. If they don't respond to this, this is a dead keep. Arthalon, they are going right for the keep. This keep is more than likely going to go down.
KO is just ignoring everything and going straight for keeps.
Yep, there's a Howling Blast on a Dreadnought, but not much follow-up coming up from it. Pithix going there, a great Void Sphere, not only to catch Arthalon and Dragonaut and the Terror, but protecting the keep. That just is some sort of delay tactic, but again, there's no follow-up from it. Dreadnought pops the Emerald Win, but Pithix did a great ability at baiting that out and Dreadnought using it, and they were able to get the keep, though. That was almost a successful defense for Tempest. They did as best as they could to keep that keep alive, but unfortunately, they were just a little bit slow on getting themselves into position to defend it.
And did you see that was really great? Symbiote KO was just moving right through everything, letting the rest of his team deal with whatever was in the way as he made his way towards that keep, using the Garden Terror on what was most important. Down goes the Shock and Awe. He's going to connect a little bit here. Symbiote's going to get in there. Arthalon doing a lot of damage. There goes the Bloodlust coming down with an Archon as well. Going to be trying to do a lot of damage here. Treble's in a bad spot. Arthalon doing some whirlwinds here, just keeping himself alive, tanking right through this with the siege, with the Garden Tower up as well, but Arthalon will drop, so will Tassadar, and this is going to be a good team fight here for Tempest.
Yep.
They're going to be able to push back against Symbiote. Oh, Matt Timmy getting caught in the Howling Blast. I think he will go down for that, but he makes his way in right at the wall. Toe Jam's going to take him down, but they will lose Tyrael for that. And that was really great. That was a really good return fight by Tempest Gaming on the push. That was, like, again, as we were saying, they just got really aggressive and did what they needed to do with the Golem.
Tempest actually, I mean, they got bloodlusted. I mean, they had bloodlust popped in their faces, but they still were like, okay, you can use bloodlust. We're still going to go on you. Because they had a solid initiation on a Dreadnought with a Judgment. Dreadnought went down fairly early in that fight. He was caught out of position, so they knew it was a 4v5 situation. Obviously, Symbiote Gaming thought that they could turn that fight around with Bloodlust, but weren't able to do so. I mean, it was a fairly good exchange considering the circumstance for Symbiote. It was a 4v5, and it was a 4 went down for Symbiote and 3 went down for Tempest. So a solid exchange coming from Tempest. So once again, level 15 to level 15, 11 minutes into the game. I mean, Symbiote Gaming does have that advantage bottom lane with the keep. However, Garden of Terror is a very large map, and this is still anyone's game, Xander. This is absolutely still anyone's game.
Oh yeah, this is wonderful. Both teams are putting a lot of effort into this game, doing a lot of different things here, and it's exciting to watch them go toe-to-toe in this. They just keep pushing back and forth, and really no one is grabbing any sort of major lead. If you look, there's just a 1-4 difference between the two teams. They are the same level, the same number of kills. It's the only difference that they have on both these teams here. They're just trying to pick up as many objectives as they can on the map to push against the other team and get aggressive when they can.
Yep. Both teams just kind of feeling each other out once again. No one really wanting to commit to a fight here. Nightmare
waiting here. Nightmare jumping in there. He wants to get aggressive, putting down the Howling Blast, but he's gonna avoid out of there. Arthalon getting caught out here, not in a good spot. All of Team Tempest is gonna go in on him, and he will drop down quickly. Mad Timmy needs to get out of there. Down goes the Shock and Awe, doing a lot of damage. There's not a lot of support here from any buildings. Mad Timmy getting caught in the Howling Blast. Needs to be careful. The rest of the team will jump in on him. Dreadnought getting there, Emerald winning, trying to push them back, but it's not going to be quick enough. Rhaegar will go down, and KO's coming in here with a strength that's going to do a lot of damage. There goes one, and Toe Jam and Earl's going to try to get himself away from this. He doesn't want to take this damage, and he almost gets caught out there, and he does. Down he goes, Pythix.
Oh my lord.
Valstad going, they turned this around so well on them. They got so aggressive, but they didn't need to, and they turn around 3 for 5. What a great return by Team Symbiote.
So yeah, Team Symbiote be able to turn that fight around. That was it felt like such an awkward team fight at first. A solid initiate. I mean, you saw Arthas try to go in there and get a Howling Blast onto Tassadar to start the team fight. However, Tassadar was able to dimensional shift it away. He got away to safety. Arthalon was way out of position, but he was able to keep himself alive. He used the Whirlwind, and it was hitting 3, 4, 5 people with the Whirlwind. Obviously, the more people it hits, the more damage it does. The more damage it does, the more healing he gets. So he was able to keep himself alive just enough time for the rest of his team to catch up to him and follow up with it. And just that another very, very close team fight with Symbiote Gaming coming out a little bit ahead. But, I mean, look at that keep. The early keep kill from Symbiote Gaming is just keeping that bottom lane perpetually pushed out.
And they found what lane they wanted to be strong in, and that early lead gave them that strength in the lane that they need. They're, again, only a little bit ahead here with 13 to 11 kills, a level difference of 1 between them, and it looks like now the level difference is the same. They're coming in, just keeping a little bit of a lead here, but it's still anyone's game. They're both doing a great job on this map, keeping control. It looks like there will be a Garden Tower going down for Symbiote Gaming. He's going to take that Garden Tower, looks straight up the top lane. He is beelining it. He's got a death. I think that tower's dead. He wants it. He wants that tower.
He doesn't like that tower.
Nightmare here, though, waiting for him.
Oh,
and
no.
Here they are.
Look at bottom. Look at bottom lane. Look at bottom lane.
Bottom lane, though. The rest of the Symbiotes going in. They're going to try to go in on this core and distract it. And they need to drop back. Tempest needs to drop back to deal with this. Dreadnought's just sitting here saying, ha ha ha, I'm just distracted. While they're going in here, it comes down the Void Prison. Their soldier will be dropping into Arthalon, and there's the Bloodlust. They're going to just go straight in on this core. They want to do as much damage as they can, ignoring Tempest, trying to put down the damage that they need so they can do it. And it's so low, and the damage will go through, and that's the game. Bio just deciding to say, hey, we know that you know where our Garden Terror is. We don't care. We're going to go in for your base when you go to distract him. And they baited them perfectly with that, winning the game at the end. That's the GG. That was
I'm going to turn my microphone off, as apparently I'm really bad at remembering to turn my microphone on. That was so impressive from Symbiote Gaming, what they did there, Xander. They played Tempest Gaming like Ron Swanson plays the saxophone. They just went, oh, don't mind if we do, and won the game. It was just such cerebral gameplay from Symbiote Gaming. Describe what happened there in the latter part of the game that ended up, video gone, and he's back. That described the part where what Symbiote Game did there to secure themselves a victory right underneath the nose of Tempest.
Well, I think what excited us so much when we were watching that game, Shane, was just that they took that Garden Terror, and we were watching it, we were like, they were doing so well. Both teams, it was just like a pendulum the whole game. They were back and forth. Symbiote taking a really great lead early on. They got that goal, and we were following it. We saw them go into that top lane, and then we just looked at bottom. That bottom lane that they had consistently pushed the whole game through, and they kept putting a lot of pressure on. So that pushed all the way into the core, and they said, we got a Rhaegar. Bloodlust is great for just absolutely destroying cores as fast as we need to. If you come back to deal with this, which they had to do, they just popped their Bloodlust, and they just went and took the core. And it was such a smart play, and it was well executed by Symbiote. They did a fantastic job, and it was awesome. They used the fact that they knew the enemy team could see where their Garden Terror was to their advantage. They said, let them go to it. They're going to follow it. They're going to think the rest of us are there pushing, and they did. They set up. And they weren't there, and they pushed in, and they got that victory. It was a great win, and it was a lot of fun to watch that game.
Yes, that game was one of the more exciting games I've casted. As you said, man, it was so back and forth. The pendulum would go over to this side and click, and the pendulum would go over to that side and click, and it just threw me off a rhythm being in the studio. Anyways, but Symbiote Gaming, you know who they remind me of? And this might be stretching it as far as like a comparison, is they remind me of Alliance when they won the International in TI3. Just for some reason, I feel like if the team that was the Alliance in TI3 played Heroes of the Storm, it'd be Symbiote Gaming. That's what I feel like. Because Symbiote Gaming knows, as someone said in chat, they literally took the words out of my mouth. I had this exact verbiage in my head. The way to win the game is to kill the core. You know what I mean? Yep. And they're like, okay, here's a winning opportunity. And they took the opportunity, said, oh, all 5 of them are up there. The core's right there. Let's go win the game.
You know what? We've talked about this. We've talked about this before too when watching their games, Shane. And it's that Symbiote, when watching them, and I know other teams do this as well too, but you always see it come through with Symbiote and SK as well. Is that they know that the name of the game is not necessarily we need these comps and we need to be fighting 2 comps against each other and 2 teams against each other. We need to be playing the map.
Yes.
And they play the map so well, and they use it to their advantage, staying on top of camps, staying on top of objectives, and just rotating so fluidly. It's like watching water go through a set of rocks. They go through, they know exactly where they got to be. They just move and adjust as soon as they need to, and they pick up everything. They paint the map blue. And they take everything and they push really solidly, and I think that's what really helps them win the games that they're getting. I think a lot of teams will pick up on this and start pushing back and doing similar things too, but that's what makes them strong, and I like seeing that.
Yes, agreed. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the games for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know the Symbiote game, I felt like that was a good crescendo to end the night on. Stay tuned, though, for the post-game, which is going to be coming at you today. Pride's going to be there setting that up. So don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to run some commercials. The post-game is going to be coming at you here in just a couple of moments. I am Shane Gucher. Xander, where can we find you on the internet?
Shane, I think that people can find me at Xander the Gamer on Twitter. If you guys would like to see me there, I tweet out whenever I go live on Twitch. Whenever I'm doing anything, or if I'm going to be posting up a video on YouTube. You can also find me on YouTube at youtube.com/gamerxander. I post videos. I usually try to get up as many replays as I can of me casting them, or I do dual cast with people such as yourself. And that's where people can find me as well there. And I'm always looking for community matches to cast. So if you guys have them, please be sure to check those pages out. I got my email up on there. You can send me replays, and I'd love to cast them and put them up on my YouTube. So that's where you guys can find me. Shane, where can people find you on the internet?
I have a Zynga you guys can check me out on. I have a Friendster. I have a Tumblr. I post a lot of pictures of rabbits. And Xander, for some reason, you disappeared again on Skype. But no, I'm on Twitch.
At this point,
I'm on Twitch.
They've seen me for long enough.
I'm on Twitch. Twitch is Shane Gucher Gaming is my handle. Twitter is just JUS Shane Gucher as well. Make sure you guys check me out there. I'm very active on Twitch. about all sorts of things. Some unfortunate news because the stream went a little later than normal. There is going to be no post-game show. Everyone, you can blame that on me. It has nothing to do with Nexus Champ or HPL. I had some technical problems on my side I had to sort through prior to the stream. So once again, I apologize to each and every one of you for the stream being delayed about like an hour and a half, I think it was. But thankfully, with the help of Pride, he was able to help me out, and we have the stream up and going, and we're able to present you guys with these games nonetheless. So thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the games. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. I am Shane Gucher. Who are you again?
I am Xander the Gamer, and I'm a disembodied voice right now. But thank you for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. One last thing you guys should definitely do. Check out the subscribe button for HPL. We've talked a lot tonight about what benefits there are to that. And check out the giveaways that will be going on all the time. They'll be doing them this week. The $20 gift for BattleNet, gift card for BattleNet is great. And check out HPL. Give them a lot of support. They've been doing a great job helping us get these matches out there. That's it, man. We did it.
We did it. We did it. All right, guys, going to run some commercials. Make sure you look out for the VODs on YouTube. If you guys missed any of the games, came into the stream late, obviously they're going to be up as Twitch as well. And once again, hit that subscription button. You're supporting Heroes of the Storm, you're supporting Nexus Champ and Heroes Premier League, and you're supporting what's going to just, overall, is going to be an amazing esports community, an amazing esports scene here, hopefully within the next coming months and coming years. All right, guys, everyone have a good day. Going to run some commercials. This is Heroes Premier League. This was week 3.